Today on The Occult Detective, we're going to talk about Scott Cunningham. Happy Halloween, everyone. Before we get started, I would like to announce the winner of the Wiser Book of Occult Detectives giveaway. Shout out to Red Leg Rod, who was randomly picked, and he will be receiving this copy, pristine copy of one of the best anthologies of occult detective fiction that's out there. Hope he enjoys it. So today I'd like to discuss Scott Cunningham, who is one of the forerunners of the modern Wicca movement. Very prolific in the early to late 80s. I discovered him through Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. So I picked this book up in 1983. And let's see, I would have been like 17 at the time. Just a really a fantastic resource. So that name, just kind of stuck with me. I use this book a lot. Great little illustrations throughout. Very comprehensive. Just a wonderful book, and just the basics and the introduction to herbology was really well thought out. And so a few years later, when the Llewellyn Practical Magic series came along, this book caught my eye. Now, first of all, I just love that classic artwork. This book came out in 1988, and it was very innovative. Well, for one thing, there just were not books out there that discussed magic for the solitary practitioner. And this book was very eye-opening. Scott was just a wonderful author. He just had a great narrative voice, and was just very important to the magical community of that time period. We were just, in the grips of the satanic panic, and his very reasoned and intellectual approach was appreciated by those of us, especially as young people who were just getting our feet wet in occultism. He and Ray Buckland in particular meant a lot to me, as a young man trying to find my way. And Scott's books were just very insightful and very heartfelt. And so, with great pleasure, I received this book from Wiser, Scott Cunningham, The Path Taken, which is a sort of biography of Scott, written and compiled by his sister, Christine Cunningham Ashworth. It's just a wonderful book where you really get to know the person that Scott was, and he was the guy you thought he was. Just just a good, knowledgeable person who had a big heart, and just by all accounts was a wonderful teacher. And what he brought to witchcraft and the occult in general cannot be overstated. He was an important force, and if you were touched by him at all, you definitely want this book. It was just a wonderful read, and you really got to wrap your head around where he was at. And we lost him far too soon, and it's nice to know that his legacy continues and that people remember him, remember his teachings, his books are still just as important today as they were, 30, 40 years ago. So, this book is available from Wiser Books. It's a $21.95. Obviously, you can probably pick it up a little bit cheaper at Amazon, but it's worth every penny. It's Cunningham. He's just his voice needs to be kept alive. There's also a nice little introduction from Matt Aaron. So definitely well worth a look. Happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you have a safe and wonderful spook-filled evening, and we'll talk again real soon.